Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Custom Figure Showcase. The Doctor is in because today we have a new incarnation of the Doctor, although I should say the Curator. I am of the persuasion that does believe that the Curator is a future incarnation of the Doctor because, let's be honest, at this point it's pretty much been explicitly stated, if not at the very least heavily implied in much of the expanded media, that he is a future incarnation of the Doctor, so that's what I'm going to take. But obviously the Curator was played by Tom Baker, and it is implied that this is a future incarnation of the Doctor who has gone back to using some of his old favourites for faces, but obviously old favourites has a bit of a double meaning because obviously he's aged as well. But in Big Finish's Stranded 4 we are introduced to another incarnation of the Curator, who this time was played by Colin Baker, again in a slightly more aged appearance, and that is what I have based this particular figure on. More specifically, I've based this figure on the art by Rafeski on Twitter and Instagram, who I did message prior to making this, and they very kindly gave me some pointers on what they think it should, he should look like. Obviously, the figure itself is slightly thinner and slimmer than Colin Baker is, but a more portly frame, shall we say, is a difficult thing to replicate in a figure. I've added a little bit of milliput under the waistcoat to try and bulk up his frame a little bit, but he does look a little bit thinner than he probably should, but I still think it works well. So overall, this figure is an 8th Doctor, but I have added on the waistcoat from a purple-coated Series 5 11th Doctor, and then the smaller bow tie from another 11th Doctor, rather than the standard larger one that comes with the waistcoat. And then overall, obviously, I've then repainted it to match the sort of colours description that is given on Rafeski's very helpful little guide to what this particular incarnation of the Doctor wears, of the Curator wears, complete with his little Sphinx badge. But the shoes are a little bit of an artistic choice on my style, because when I messaged Rafeski to get an idea of what the shoes were, they actually said this is open to interpretation, so I've decided to go with a simple brown, but I added on a little bit of yellow, kind of to match the waistcoat, but also in a bit of a sort of homage to the 6th Doctor's standard footwear. But very pleased with how the body's come out, but obviously the head is something a bit different that I have made, so I'm going to do a little bit of a close-up on that now. So for the Curator head sculpt, this was a bit of a challenge, because it's had to, not only have I had to sort of try and make the 6th Doctor look a bit older and slightly more rounded in the face, but obviously I've had to completely change the hairstyle. So what this actually is a 1st Doctor head, hence why the hair looks familiar. The hair is obviously a little bit thicker for that reason then, but I still think it works well in terms of shape. But onto that I have cut off the 1st Doctor's face. Sounds a bit grim, but I have. And then I have used a casting of a 6th Doctor head that I have then put in place where the 1st Doctor one was. It actually looks like his face sticks out a little bit too much, but it actually is the same depth as the original 1st Doctor face, so I think it is just a bit of a trick of dimensions, as it were. But the other thing that I have then also done around the neck and chin, and also around the cheeks, is added in a bit more milliput just to make him look a little bit more rounded in the face. And I think it has worked well. It does give him a bit more of an older appearance. It isn't perfect, but it is one that I think has come out well and does look the part. Like I said, it's not 100% accurate, but I think it does look the part. And this is another one which, again, I am hopefully in the near future going to put up on my eBay for anyone else who is interested as a custom casting, because I think this is a nice one to do, and again, it's something a bit different, and it's something which I think people would probably be interested in making themselves, because it is a nice figure to make as a bit of a challenge. But that brings to a close another custom figure showcase. The Doctor is in, or that should be the Curator is in. As always, I hope you'll enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, share, it really helps me a lot. And be sure to description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and finding my Patreon in any way, it's your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.